Hey, welcome everybody to the Epic Radio Show. Today we're going to be talking about Ohio paying taxes with Bitcoin, or actually allowing that. We have an interview with Jesse Pimpinella. We got playing with balls, Friendsgiving we're going to talk about, crazy news, Knickers the giant cow, get to work with David Franks. I don't know why somebody would name their daughter ABCDE, but we're going to talk about that. And George H.W. Bush dies at 94. Keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show.
It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime! It's showtime!
It's showtime!
It's showtime!
Streaming live from Epic Studios, Cleveland, Ohio. It's the Epic Radio Show. Let's get ready to make life epic. Welcome, everybody. I am your host, Epic. We have Ashley in the studio.
Hi.
No Tokar today.
Yeah, no Tokar today.
We're gonna get right into it, though.
Yuppers, yeah, buddy.
So recently, Ohio has decided to roll out the red carpet for blockchain businesses by accepting Bitcoin this tax season for tax payment.
Okay, so I'm gonna sound stupid. Whatever.
Okay.
I don't understand Bitcoin so much. I haven't followed it.
So, Bitcoin, if you don't know what that is, it's cryptocurrency.
Okay.
So, it's basically money that you can get on the internet.
Okay.
So you take real money, you could buy this cryptocurrency, and it's accepted worldwide. That's the whole point of the thing.
Like, well, I mean, I hear kind of like a back and forth. Like sometimes a lot of people like it, and a lot of people don't like it, and
Yeah, it's very volatile. It's based on the stock market, but right now it's really high. It's actually higher than the US dollar right now.
Huh.
For $1 is 1,000 Bitcoin.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyways, Ohio is starting to the first state to start accepting it.
Yeah.
For taxes.
Interesting. I don't know. I mean, I wonder how that's gonna go. I mean, I'm obviously not gonna do anything.
I'm not really sure. And the thing is, I'm not exactly sure how you
go about
like converting it.
Yeah, like
you know
that's
what I mean?
saying.
Like
I
how
wonder,
you cash out or whatever.
I'm not fucking with that shit, but like, because I'd be like, this is so fucking. Like, I'd be like, how do you do it? And then someone would explain it, and I'd be like, oh, I totally fucked that shit up. That's just usually what happens with me. Good morning, Tommy.
Good morning,
Allison,
Tommy. And Allison.
And hi, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
I mean, Jay asked what happened to Tokar.
Should we
I explained
say?
Very briefly.
Well, I mean, I guess we'll get into that real quick.
Just for a second, maybe.
Yeah, let me switch the camera real quick.
Oh, look at that. We're on camera together.
Yeah, look at that. So I don't for those of you who follow the show,
You probably know about.
you kind of you kind of know there's been a little bit of an issue with Tokar's drinking. And I have been warning him about like coming to the show drunk.
Yep.
And today was the first time I actually enforced it.
You can't do the show, don't come, because we've asked, he's asked him multiple times not to, and he didn't. I guess he just didn't think it was a big deal.
Yeah.
Maybe he didn't know if Tommy would do anything, if it would matter this much today. But Tommy's like, well,
I told him that the next two shows are very crucial.
Very important. Like, we're really excited about them.
I've been really excited about Jesse Pimpinella and Alexander Oscar we're going to have on next week, which is a very big deal for us. So, I asked him just for these 2 weeks, if nothing else, can you just show up sober
and do what you're supposed to do? And he couldn't this week.
He texted me and he said, "Oh, well, I'm sorry, but I'm still buzzed. Can I just take an Uber over there?" And I'm like, no, not this week. Sorry.
Like, I mean, it's nothing against Tokar.
It's nothing against him. Like, I love Tokar, but it's like, I feel like at this point, like, if I keep, because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like one of them things that, like, he keeps apologizing, but then he does the same thing
and
over and over.
It's just,
without any consequence.
And he knew. I mean, he was told, Tommy, and everyone was excited about the next 2 shows.
I was always, I've always been upfront with Tokar. I've always tried to give him a little bit of wiggle room to be himself and stuff, but it was affecting the show too much, though. Because, just doing basic things like answering the phone or monitoring the phone or sound effects.
Sometimes it just got to be too much.
It just got to be too much. So I asked him to,
not come today.
And
hopefully next week he'll be here.
Hopefully next week he'll be here and everything will be fine. But I just can't do it today. So
it's gonna be me and him today. It's gonna be the married couple. It's gonna be so boring today. It's gonna be a great time.
No, it's not gonna be boring. So anyways, getting back into this Bitcoin.
Veronica.
Hey, Veronica
Smith. Is that a relative of Goldie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Hey, Veronica. So Bitcoin, I know this is not like a sexy topic.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it's not.
I'm just saying that's a kind of odd thing to say.
It's not. I mean, it's cryptocurrency, but the reason why I wanted to talk about this is like Ohio being the first state to do this, that's going to open a door for other states. And now cryptocurrency is now, because before this, it's been still kind of a joke, you know what I mean, to people.
No.
Because even though it's doing so well and because of its volatile state and that it'll jump up and then come back down really quick.
Yeah.
It's been kind of a joke in the financial world, but with them doing this now, that opens a door for it to become a real currency. Like, I mean, it is. But, it's it's like one of them things. It's kind of like in the gray area.
Yeah. I don't know. I was never that interested in Bitcoin. I was just like, I heard about it, and then I heard like sometimes it can do really well, and then sometimes it's just doesn't do really well. So I'm like, my luck, I would like do something with that, and then it would just do really bad. And then I'd be like, fuck, this sucks. And then I would just be like, well, what was the point of that when everything just sucks for me anyway, so I don't need to add any more things that suck. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get it.
Not like, personally, but it's just like financially.
Since we are in Ohio and it is Ohio news, I just thought it was interesting. It was interesting for me to bring it up,
Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I love it. Love it.
Talk about it.
I wonder though, if this is going to be like a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it's like, the thing is, cryptocurrency, it's kind of like one of them things, like they're supposed to be using it instead of money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, if it ends up becoming like normal currency, then it's just going to be like anything else, And I don't know. It's weird. But I remember when they first started with Bitcoin.
Yeah.
This like 12-year-old, right? He invested in it. He invested
I remember.
His money.
I remember hearing about that.
And he's got like $1 million in Bitcoin now. It's like ridiculous.
Tommy said invest into pudding pops. Get out of here.
What you do? You put the pudding in the pop and the pudding.
This early? It's only 10:40. This early?
I don't know why he likes that.
He does though. I mean,
impression because
he loves
it's the worst Bill Cosby.
It is funny. I can't even lie. I mean, it's not that great.
It is not. It is not funny. It's not the greatest impression ever. I do have other impressions.
We have other impressions.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen, I'm sure you have, Full House, you know? Well, you know, Uncle, it was Joey, right? The comedian?
The woodchuck. And yeah.
So he had,
Joey.
if you guys remember this.
Not exactly an uncle, but I guess he's kind of an uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joey on the show, he had this little pet woodchuck. And he sounded basically like this. Hello, everybody. I'm Woody the Woodchuck. Would you like some what?
It's pretty good. Like, it's like not bad at all. Like, you could almost be. He's like Joey. I was just thinking before you did the impression that Joey's like the uncle that Jay is to your kids.
You know what?
He's not related at all.
I think Jesse Pimpinella would be the Joey to our kids, which is really weird.
That is very weird. Like, that is very weird to say. I mean, I think I get what you're going with, but like, no. But no,
I'm joking. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I don't even know what the fuck that means, so.
Yeah. Okay, well, on that weird note,
yeah,
we're going to go on break. When we get back,
Tommy
we're going to
Parker
have...
said that was funny too, though.
What's that?
Your, Woody.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Tommy.
Some people got to appreciate it out there.
Yes. But we're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to have the interview with Jesse. So keep it locked right here on the Abcde radio show.
Wait. Jesse actually commented. He said, I'm honored. Just give me a couch to crash on and kids to raise.
There you go. Awesome.
There you go. That's awesome.
So keep it locked right here. We'll be right back. I'd like to introduce you guys to a guy that I met a couple months back.
Yep.
Actually, if you guys know Joe Most, who's been on the show a couple times, he had he basically had this gig set up in Youngstown, and he did really well and stuff. And the guy who headlined this event is Jesse Pimpinella, and I'd like to introduce him right now to the Epic Radio Show. Let's give him a big, warm welcome. Welcome to the show, buddy. How you doing?
Hey, what's up? How you all doing? I'm enjoying the show. I'm sitting back on my Sunday, relaxing and chilling.
That's how we do, baby.
That's what I'm doing, too. I'm just sitting in the basement.
You know, before we get into the interview, I just wanted to explain something. So... talking about this show that I met you at, I wanted to share this story with everybody that's listening.
Oh, there's a story?
Yes.
Oh,
okay.
sweet.
So, it was an outdoor event.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
It was an outdoor event, and by the time Jesse got up on stage, it was pouring in rain. And you know, what I really liked about you and why I decided to interview you was the fact that it was pouring rain. Everybody's under this like gazebo kind of, and he's out there literally getting drenched, still doing his act the entire time. I really applaud you, man. There's not a lot of people I think that would have done that, and you still had everybody laughing.
That's some shit.
That is amazing. Like really. So I want to learn a little bit more about you. If you don't know who Jesse Pimpinella is, he's basically a headlining comic throughout the Youngstown, well, basically Ohio area. You've been on CBS. Explain a little bit about that. Like, how were you on CBS?
Oh, how I was on CBS?
Yes.
Okay. When you're doing comedy, you're always it's all about who you know, who you meet, and I was practicing some open mic in a coffee shop called Java Central in Columbus, Ohio. Great room to practice in.
Yeah.
And the owner goes, "Hey, there's a show called Uptown Scrooge, and it's a live theatrical version of the Christmas Carol. I get involved with that, and this story is unique on every front. The audience is Scrooge."
Oh wow!
So yeah. So and what happened was we got a lot of buzz for the show, and they got us on CBS on TV to do a couple of the scenes and numbers and stuff like that, and it was incredible. It was a good time.
That's great, man. Also, you do quite a bit of YouTube work. I've noticed a lot of your stand-up is recorded and put on YouTube. When did you start doing that?
The YouTubing or stand-up?
Well, a little of both. Let's back up and talk about stand-up. Like, what got you into stand-up?
When you can't afford therapy and you need something to talk about, you're like, yeah, let's go to a bar. Let's see what these drunks think about me.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense. I mean...
Yeah, you thought about it for a while, so...
Yeah.
You're like, I can't afford therapy, though, so...
Yeah.
No one will listen to me.
It's a very counterproductive therapy, because therapy is like, you want to try inner happiness, find inner happiness, so that you don't have external happiness. You go on stage and you're like, I want these strangers to love me now.
Now, do it.
Well, and the fact is, most comics, they draw their jokes from personal experience, and you're basically laughing at your own pain.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think it takes a lot to do that, because, I think most people, when they're, talking about, they try to avoid embarrassing situations when they're talking about themselves, but comics are like the complete opposite.
Oh yeah, we go right for the pain. We find the artery where it's pulsating, and we cut it open and let it bleed a little bit. And
it's very dark.
Crazy.
That was very dark.
It gets violent.
That's a very visual image. I'm having it in my head now. It's like, oh shit.
That's hilarious.
Like, the last thing anybody wants to find out, or the last thing anybody wants to tell anybody is they've been cheated on in a relationship.
Yeah.
But I'll go on stage and I'll find a way to make it profitable.
Yeah. No,
that's the best. That's the best shit. A lot of people can't do that.
Go ahead.
Because for me, like, anytime, I remember I got cheated on, right? This one girl cheated on me with numerous guys.
Wow.
And everything I saw reminded me of the cheating. At first it hurt. I saw Long John Silver's. I'm thinking, was it John because he's long? And then I see McDonald's, and I'm thinking billions served. But nothing hurt me more than Five Guys.
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
That is pretty funny.
Yeah, so getting back.
Sorry.
Oh my goodness. I'm just thinking about the Five Guys, dude. That's
Damn.
really bad.
Billion Serve got me though.
Really?
Damn.
Billion serve?
Served. Now when you drive past McDonald's,
Like,
you're just
shit.
gonna think, "Oh, that poor bastard got cheated on."
I know, right? Exactly. You've ruined Five Guys for me.
Nah, not for me.
But not for my wife. She likes Five Guys.
I love Five
at
Guys
all times.
all the time.
Oh, me too.
Every
Me
day.
too. It's-
Yeah.
Five Guys, if you're listening, let me sponsor you.
That's
Come
right.
on, let me be your spokesperson.
There you go.
Please.
I doubt they're listening though. But
If anyone's out there,
yeah, if anyone's out there.
listen.
Okay. So the YouTube thing now, like, so when did you start recording your sets and putting them on YouTube?
Well, when I would always record all my sets,
Yeah.
and just because I have to watch to see if I'm improving, is the joke any good,
Mhm.
and then I got to that point where, early in my career, I was really slamming it. I was doing good, and I'm
Yeah.
like, and YouTube is a big thing, YouTube likes those quick short clips. I'm like, I'm going to put a few of these up,
Yeah.
and I started doing that and getting a response, building a small little fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And which they are loyal and amazing. So if they're
Yes.
listening, thank you.
Also, one of your videos stuck out to me. My girlfriend.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I want to say it's called My Girlfriend. The video. That one does really well too, and that was really hilarious. By the way.
Thank you. For those that aren't familiar, it's the first 3 dates with my current girlfriend Sarah, because she's been amazing. I've been friends with her for many years, and I was too dumb to ask her out. And I'm like, this is such a great story. So much crap was going on in my head. I need to tell this story immediately.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
because dating is hard enough. It really is.
For real.
Because we're so worried about what we look like, how we are, and all that stuff. And dating is so much different nowadays. Because do you remember when guys were those classy people that gave flowers to girls?
yes.
Yeah, now we give dick pics. What happened?
Ew, yeah, I
know.
know. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck?
With a different it's funny too with the dick pics
The
too.
dick pics. What about
Yeah.
it? What about it? Why are you looking at
Because
me
they're
like
not
that?
because they're not like
Don't look at me like that.
guitar picks with the word dick on them. You know what I mean?
I'm just shaking.
No,
my
I don't know. That was horrible.
I think you could market some merch. Get some dick
Yeah,
merch.
there you go. Yeah.
You want some of my dick pics?
It's funny because I actually found a picture that was a guitar pick that
It said
had the
dick.
word dick on it,
You want
and I
some
was
of my
sending
dick
it to
pics?
everybody and saying, "Oh, you want to see my dick pic?" Yeah,
That's pretty funny. Like, you want some of my dick pics? Look at them. They're in different colors.
yeah. I got a red one and a blue one.
Jesus.
For a whole month, I kept messing with my girlfriend. I kept sending her dick pics, but it was like pictures of Dick Van Dyke, Dick Cheney.
That's funny,
amazing.
too.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I was thinking more literal, I guess.
Hey, it's okay. Both
Like
of
if
them
it
are
was an
good.
ice pick named Dick or something. I don't know. Like I'm retarded. Okay. Anyways, this is going off the rails. So anyways, you travel throughout Ohio. But have you ventured out of Ohio yet?
Oh, yeah. I've been to Michigan, Illinois, Indiana, trying to think where some other, Pennsylvania. I've been all over the Midwest.
Gotcha.
Because what a lot of people don't know is the Midwest is very profitable for a comic because there's not a lot to do often. So when you're in like a smaller town and there's a comedy show
Yeah.
and there's not a nearby club or theater, people go to the show and they pack out the place, and they are some of the best audiences I've ever had. Love each and every one of them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, just the place that I went to, everybody was real nice and real outgoing, and they really came there to have a good time. And I didn't see a lot of people like, I don't know, like hating on the comics or anything. What's the word for them? I can't think of the word for that.
No, I think you got it right. Hating on the comics or heckling or
Heckling.
Yeah.
Hecklers. Yes.
Hecklers.
Yeah.
What a funny word.
That was the word I was looking for. Thank you.
Tommy has a question.
Okay.
He said, Jesse, do you have a script or do you remember the jokes before you go on stage?
Very good question. I do not have a script on stage. This is all from memory.
Damn. I'd be done.
Well, yeah, I mean...
And what makes it easier is that these are my true stories. These are real stories. Right?
Exactly.
So I'm recollecting a memory.
And kind of incorporating that into...
So do you actually write it out beforehand, or do you just have it in your head and practice it?
Well, what I do with open mics is I'll go on stage with an idea, and I'll just express it and find what's naturally funny about it.
Okay.
And then I'll come back, find what worked, write it, structure it. Because, I mean, it needs to be structured so that it needs to be easily spoon-fed.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, because if I don't, it's like trying to hold a spoon sideways at a baby's face. and then you got services coming in, arresting you, and it's not a good day.
No, not at all.
No.
You don't want to be spooning babies. That's kind of weird. Okay.
No, I'm talking about with an actual spoon.
No, I know. I was getting a little weird with it. Yeah,
he was being.
I was a little weird with it. That's all.
Oh, you epic! You're good.
I know, man.
You're a good apple.
Oh my god.
I'm a bad apple. That's
you are, man.
Like
you're rotten to the fucking core.
I'm rotten to the core. Like I'm being. Go ahead.
Well, now that I know you have that kind of sense of humor, we're gonna have some fun.
That's right.
He's fucked up.
I am probably. I don't know.
You're fucked up.
I'd say 98% fucked up.
Yeah, at least.
At least. I got 2%. I'm like milk. You know what I mean?
You're like milk.
I only got 2% good.
There should be like a test to tell how fucked up you are.
Okay.
We need a test that needs to be set up.
I would pay to do that test,
you know,
man.
we gotta figure that out. Jesse, you're gonna have to make up that test, and then you're gonna have to test me and see how I do.
How legit fucked up he is. Because I'm betting you he's like 100%.
Well, let me just say, okay, so I think I was about 12 years old, and I was sent to see like this counselor, and after 2 weeks, she told my grandparents she couldn't help me.
They gave up.
Yeah, they gave up. Like,
you made a counselor give up. That's fucked up.
Well, she basically said that she wasn't equipped to handle my issues.
Shit.
So
your shit was just beyond her shit.
Like, yeah, and then I never got any more help. So there you go. But
it's like look, I went to the community college to this shit. Don't get too Harvard on me. He's too messed up. I gotta pull the ripcord. I'm out of here.
Exactly.
I gotta go. Sorry.
You know, like I don't like she didn't get paid enough to deal with this shit, you know? Like
oh my goodness.
I don't know.
Man, I can't even imagine.
What's that?
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, really? You were so fucked up at 12 that fucking like someone who is like trained in this shit, went to school for this shit, couldn't help your stupid what the fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know.
You're 35 now. Imagine.
You know, I was really at that time.
Oh my god!
I was trying to use that to my benefit. Like I was trying to use like.
I'll let you know. I'm with you. I'm as messed up as you. Trust me. Like I said, I go on stage to look for the approval of strangers who I may not see again for a long time. So I'm just as messed up as you.
Well, I mean, I do this show for myself. Basically, I really just. I have nothing better to do than to do this show, and I beg for everyone's approval. So
please like me.
Yes. So we are in the same boat.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate you doing the show because let me tell you something. I learned a lot about Bitcoin today.
Oh, really? Yeah. Go ahead.
Like Bitcoin isn't really like it's a currency, but it's not like a currency.
Right.
It's like how Curly Joe was a Three Stooges. It
is. It's really in between and really something that more people on the internet was using, but now it's starting to come to like the forefront. And I think at one point it's going to maybe even take over real money. I don't know. Who knows? Hey, go ahead. What were you saying?
No, what were you saying? I was just clearing my throat.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Well, I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Tommy said, does he get stage fright? I mean, at this point, do you get stage fright, or did you ever get stage fright?
I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Stage fright never went away.
Oh, shit.
Well, let me explain it. So, I was stricken with stage fright the moment I started doing shows. But I kept forcing myself to get back on stage to get control of this demon. I wanted control of it. I wanted to slow dance with this demon.
Yeah.
So I eventually got control of it, and it's still there. Let me put it this way: if I were to stop doing stand-up for about 6 months, it would come back.
Damn.
I agree with that.
But I don't plan to stop doing it for 6 months. So it's always going to be. There's a piece of it that's there, but then I go on stage and I'm like, you know what? I was blessed to do this. This is not an easy thing to do, and the fact that I can do this, I'm going. I've already beat the odds.
Yeah.
I listen. Someone once told me this, and it's the weirdest inspirational speech I ever got, and it involves sperm.
Ew.
So,
Gross.
so yeah. Here's the deal: millions and millions of sperm ran to your mother's egg. And you were the one that made it. It's almost astronomically impossible that you're here, and you've made it.
I mean, that's a good way to look at it.
It is a good way to look at it, but it's still gross. So gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were so grossed out by semen.
I just wish my teacher wasn't telling me that after class.
Right. Like, why are you telling me this?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
This is inappropriate.
So your teacher told you that advice?
He was like a George Feeney from Boy Meets World.
He gives you all this inspirational shit. It's so creepy. Nice. I love that show
hilarious.
too.
I know, me too. Topanga could get it still.
I'm sure she really could though.
Oh man. So you have some more shows on your tour. Where are you going to be next?
Do I have any shows, you said?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I got because this is a busy season. So on the 22nd, I will be at the Funny Farm Comedy Club in Youngstown for a benefit for Prince of Peace that helps the homeless and those in battered women's shelters. On the 28th to the 31st of December, I'll be at the Comedy Cellar at Mojo's for the New Year's Eve weekend. So you want to check that out. It's in Austintown, Ohio. From now to the December 16th, backtracking, I'll be part of Uptown Scrooge only in Westerville, Ohio. And those are the big shows right now. So come on out to those. If you want any more future shows that are going till March, go to jessepimpinella.com.
Okay. And they can find you on social media just by basically just typing in your name. If you Google Jesse Pimpinella, he pops up like immediately. We have another question.
Yes. This is from Heather Sullivan.
Yes.
She said, Jesse, where do you want to see your career one day?
Oh, okay. I know Heather. Hi, Heather. Anyways, here's what I want. This is the moment I started comedy. I said, if I can come home to a house I paid for and pay the bills doing comedy only,
yeah,
whatever that means, I will be a happy human being.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's as simple as it gets.
I think that's literally the American dream, right?
Doing something you really enjoy doing and not having to worry about
bills.
Like, shit, like
exactly.
And you're not miserable doing what you're doing. That's the ideal.
Yeah, I love what I'm doing. No, I love what I'm doing. Like I said, once I get to the point where it's all bills paid, house paid, everything's good, taking care of the family. I mean, whether I get to be on a national, international level, that will be bonus.
Yes. That's a good way to look at it.
Have you dabbled into acting at all, or is that something you're looking to do?
To do what?
Acting, like getting into maybe a sitcom or anything like that?
Yes, I do want to act. I'm trying to get better at it, I should say. My girlfriend, as she is quoted, my acting is as natural as fucking a corpse.
Oh, Jesus.
She's a very funny girl, just as dark and sharp as me. But, I'm getting better. The Uptown Scrooge thing is a lot of acting, and where that is the audience is Scrooge. It's a walking tour show through a town, and I play Nephew Fred. So, and if I can act in plays, especially theater or any movies or TV shows, done. I do it in a heartbeat.
Gotcha.
And I got another question.
Okay.
Where do
Go
we
for
get tickets and a schedule?
Tickets and a schedule. Okay. So if you go to jessepimpinella.com, you go to schedule, I have all the shows right there, and they're linked to all the other websites with detailed information. So if you click details, it'll bring you to the Comedy Club website where you can buy tickets. It can bring you to anywhere it needs to, so you can get information, the when, the where, the details, everything.
All right. Yeah. So is that all the questions?
Well, Tommy, it's not a question, but he said sitting on the couch with 15 kids. LOL.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, yeah, buddy, sitting on the couch with 15 kids.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Jesse. We really appreciate you being on the show.
That was awesome.
Loved it.
Seriously,
Please have
guys.
me again anytime you like. This is an awesome show.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But seriously, guys, check him out on YouTube. His stand-up is all over it, and it's all pretty hilarious. You can find him on social media just by typing in his name, like I said before. It's been a real pleasure, Jesse.
Absolutely.
And we'll definitely have you on the show again. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
We're going to go on break. When we get back, we're going to be playing with some balls with J Val.
Maybe.
Yeah, buddy. Keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show. Oh my God, I almost pressed the wrong button. All right, there we go. is going on?
Yeah,
It's
we're
been
back.
a beautiful fucking day in Ohio.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The skies are very clear
It's
at a
sunny as
low
fuck.
negative 34 degrees.
Like negative 34. It's sunny as shit.
No, actually, I think it's warm today.
I think
isn't
it's
it?
actually. I just know it's sunny. I don't know if it's
I don't
warm.
know.
It's probably like 30 instead of
we
feeling
need to
like
do,
15. A weather segment.
Yeah,
That's
weather
retarded.
segment that's completely retarded. Yeah.
I mean, we would be doing it, so it would be retarded regardless.
That's right. So I guess playing with balls is gonna have to take a back seat right now.
Because Jay is
Jay's
a dick.
Dick.
I said Jay is a dick, and you said he sucks dick. He's a dick sucking a dick.
Oh my god.
Just kidding, Jay. Just kidding.
You know, we were gonna calm down on the cussing, but
And well, you know what? It's fine. It's just
It
me
is
and
what it
you.
is.
This is how we talk. Okay.
it is what it is, y'all.
Girl.
Okay. Anyways,
This is how we talk now.
so we're gonna go into our next topic. Friendsgiving.
Friendsgiving.
So
if
yes-
you haven't heard of it, he's about to explain all that shit to you.
That's right. So what Friendsgiving is, and I don't know exactly. It's not. This isn't the first. I actually did some research on it.
Oh yeah.
And what we did yesterday is not like a new thing, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So back in like I'd say the first time people started really using this is 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what Friendsgiving is kind of what it sounds like. It's kind of like a Thanksgiving on or around Thanksgiving, but with just your friends. And we had that yesterday with Tabitha, and she cooked so much
She
food.
cooked 87 pounds of food. Maybe
So
like
much food.
3,000 pounds of food. I
Like
shouldn't
it
have
was an overwhelming amount of food. Like I could probably live the rest of my life in her food and eat my way out.
figured.
Like that was how much food. And I felt bad because she wanted to play some board games and stuff
Yeah,
like we used to.
we did too, but
But the kids started getting a little tired. It was past their
yeah,
bedtime.
it was past their
and
bedtime, and with a
by the
3
time
and
we
5
actually
year old.
ate and stuff, so
Yeah,
I
Tabitha
feel bad, but
like made a shitload of food because
Yeah.
Tommy said, "Way to go, Tabitha!" Yeah, Tabitha made
It was a lot.
so much fucking food. Like I felt like I was gonna die all day in a
there
good
was
way.
water buffalo wrapped in bacon. No, I'm joking. It wasn't water
It
buffalo.
wasn't water buffalo. You're so silly. I was about to say that is not right at all. She's gonna punch you in your face. She listens to this. You're like, that motherfucker's dumb.
Oh
Like, what's
my
he
God.
talking about?
No, it wasn't water
No.
buffalo. It was water chestnuts wrapped in bacon.
And there was the sausage,
yep.
the smoked sausage and bacon with It's all. And then it was caramelized. So
Yep.
that's just a really fancy way to say it tastes delicious.
There was yams with like
Yams,
marshmallow,
there was marshmallow,
turkey.
the turkey, and mashed potatoes.
Oh my god,
and
dude.
deviled eggs and macaroni and cheese and homemade. She made homemade bread. She was so extra, not even to sound bad, because she knew she was being a little extra. She made homemade bread. I just would have bought bread from the store.
Yep.
Like she went out of her way to make homemade fucking bread. So that was awesome.
Yep.
Everybody ate.
Yep.
Olivia liked the bread. She kept giving me a thumbs up. Olivia's like, yeah, it's good.
It was also Olivia's third birthday.
Her third birthday was yesterday.
Yep.
My baby.
Yeah,
My
our baby.
The littlest baby.
The littlest
The
baby.
sweetest baby, because she's the nicest out of all the kids.
Sometimes.
Mostly. Mostly.
No, man. There's
No, man.
sometimes. There are some times that she's mean to me. And she pulls my hair. No, I'm joking.
No, she doesn't.
I know, I'm
Lying
joking.
liar.
I'm joking.
You know,
I'm
and that's
joking.
funny because Ryan and Olivia always say that, like, you're a lying liar. I'm like, that's right. Lying liar.
I'm not a lying liar.
At the moment, you are.
I'm not.
Scotty Johnson from The Ugly Broad, he said, we were just talking about you guys at The Ugly Broad. Love the show, guys. Keep it up. Come
Thank
on
you.
down for a beer. He would.
I would.
If we have to go to his dad's today
Yeah.
because we called him and we don't go over there a whole lot. So we would otherwise, but
Yeah,
and we
he
have,
wants to
like,
see his
87
grandbaby
kids,
because
so-
yesterday was her birthday, so we're doing good. But maybe next weekend I'll stop by.
Tommy Parker said, Tabitha, do you take reservations for supper? If so, Chrissy and I are in.
Yeah, she charges $50 a plate. No, I'm
$50 a
joking. I'm
plate.
playing.
If you get like 2 plates, that's like a lot of money. So you
No,
better
I'm joking. She
that's
probably has enough
like leftovers
to feed
like,
the homeless. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
like-
so
I don't know. I'm sure she's taking
she's like, hello,
request.
does anyone want food?
You know,
Pay
like
me and I'll give it to
like
you.
please just I don't have enough room in my refrigerator for all this shit. So, and really, it was, also, this is the first time I had, the Christmas ale this year.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Great Lakes Brewery
Now it's
always
super
has
holiday.
their Christmas ale every year, and I will say this year is especially good. If you have not had it yet this year, I would. But God, man, the price on that has went up quite a bit. It's like $23 for a case, like a 12-pack.
Really? That? Oh yeah, you were telling me yesterday.
A 12. I mean, that's like $1 a bottle, dude. Like,
That's great.
that's crazy. No, wait, that's more than that.
That's more than $1.
Two,
Yeah.
like $2 a bottle.
It's like that's crazy.
I mean,
Oh, that better be good if it's fucking that expensive. Shit.
I wonder how much it is at the bar. It's probably like $5 a bottle.
And
I
Jay
don't know.
said, "Dude, that stuff is strong."
It is. We, me and Tabitha had like 2 beers apiece, and we were both feeling it. For show.
For sure.
It was. I really like the Great Lakes, like beer just in general. Like all their stuff is pretty good.
I
So,
don't drink beer, so I wouldn't know. I have no opinion.
I
on
want to
this.
go on their tour.
They have a tour.
Yes. Where, well, you go to their, because they're right down by like 25th.
Uh-huh.
I want to say it's between Lorraine and Franklin,
Uh-huh.
and they brew their stuff right there,
Mhm.
and they actually offer tours of the facility, and they give you samples and stuff as you
Okay.
tour. And
Alright.
I would really like to do that. That would be amazing. So if anybody that works for the Great Lakes Brewing Company would like to invite us on a tour of their facility,
He would told go.
I would do it, and I would put it on camera,
and
and
if
it would
that was
be
allowed,
awesome.
if they allowed that.
No, I would do it anyways.
No, you
Hidden
wouldn't.
camera on my glasses, bitches. What?
No, he wouldn't.
What?
Think that's not the way to get people to fucking invite you to
Yeah.
shit. That's not the way.
Okay.
Not the fucking way.
No.
No. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna do it regardless.
I would get crunk as fucking that bitch though. Like, like extra crunk.
You know, did I tell you
What?
about those the chocolate things? Like there's like tours. It's almost like the same thing. Like you go different places and they give you free samples of chocolate. I really wanted to do it, but it was so expensive.
The chocolate tour, wasn't it like $100?
I can't remember, but it was expensive, and I really fucking wanted to do it, but we didn't have the money, and I didn't have the money this year either. And I'm like,
Fucking chocolate
please.
tours. You know what?
There's a beer tour. There's gonna be like a chocolate type of tour. What the
Well,
fuck?
no, I know that. What I'm saying though is like,
It's good chocolate. y'all.
I think I was the one that showed you that, wasn't I?
No, I found that myself.
No, what did I find?
I don't know what you found.
I think it was a chocolate factory, and they offered different things.
Yeah, I've been there. I was there like a really long time ago as like a kid on a field trip though.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where is that at? Do
I
you
don't
know?
fucking remember. It was
You-
a long time ago.
You haven't been to the Hershey factory,
No,
have you?
no. I want to go there. I want to go there so bad. One day that'll be a thing that happens.
Yeah. See, my thing is beer. Her thing is chocolate. So
Mhm.
yeah, well, Hershey, if you'd like to invite us to a chocolate
To anywhere with
tour.
chocolate, I will go.
Mally's,
I won't secretly record if you don't want me to.
I will.
No, he won't. I'll punch him in his face.
Yep. Is Jay ready for his balls?
Yes, he said he was ready.
Jesus.
I said
All right.
it would be a few minutes because we were talking. So
All right, let me give him a call real quick. You mess up our whole thing, Jay, because you suck. We're gonna call him real quick. While we're calling him, I'm gonna put on his intro. So, and just for this, Jay, we're gonna say balls throughout your thing. Balls. More balls. A whole lot of balls. We're playing with balls. Playing with balls with Jay Val. Bam. What's going on?
What is up?
We are chilling like a villain over here, Jay.
Okay, cool.
Hey,
I'm chilling
before
like a villain too. In the
before-
rainy weather.
oh, where
Yeah.
are you?
South Carolina, right?
South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
It's not raining
What
over
part
here.
of South Carolina are you at?
Clemson by Clemson.
I was like, I don't even know where that is.
I don't know either.
The football team, the college.
Oh yeah.
I still don't know.
Okay.
I'm still
yeah,
lost.
yeah.
That's cool.
So perfect sports segment. I see a lot of Clemson fans around, man, but you know, our Buckeyes, man. So let's get into that real quick since we're right on that subject.
Sure.
Anyways, Ohio State Buckeyes played Northwestern yesterday. I don't know if you see. They put a stomping on them, 45-24.
Good.
So it's going to be a big debate on,
if they're going to be in the
where they fall.
Yeah.
But here's the rankings as of now until 12 o'clock when the playoff committee comes out and gives their rankings. So remember, the top 4 are the ones that are actually going to be in the college playoffs. But here is the top 10 right now. And you tell me if you see something wrong with this picture.
Okay.
You got Alabama number 1, Clemson's number 2,
Okay.
Georgia's number 3,
Okay.
Michigan is still at number 4,
That's
Ohio
ridiculous.
State moved up to 5, Oklahoma's at 6, Notre Dame 7, Penn State's at 8, Mississippi State's at 9, and Washington is at 10.
Yeah, that's
now,
bullshit.
what's wrong with that picture?
Well, we beat Michigan's ass, and they're still rated above us.
Yeah, and guess who else beat Michigan? Notre Dame.
Okay, yeah.
So why are we both are Michigan's ahead of us both? But right now, I think at 12 o'clock, Epic is when the committee announces the playoff picture. So we'll see. Hopefully, we'll slip in there. I really can't see them making a case for Michigan getting in. I mean they've lost 2 games. There's undefeated teams that should have a chance, and definitely our Buckeyes should definitely have a chance to get in there with Alabama, Clemson, and maybe Georgia, and then Ohio State. But yeah, man, it's weird that Michigan's ahead of us, but
yeah, it is. It is. Another thing that's been brought up a few times. Do you think they should raise it to 8 teams instead of 4?
Yeah, an 18 playoff, that would be pretty exciting, actually. It would.
It would, and I think it would give more opportunities to, like Ohio State. Like, that's BS, like, that we're kind of being cut out when I feel like we're the better team.
Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you were cutting out a minute. Okay. So yeah, the 18 playoff is a good idea, though, man. I really think so. So let's moving on into Ohio.
Yep.
Speaking of Ohio, moving on to the next topic. I don't know if you've heard about this. The NFL Ohio native Kareem Hunt was released by the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yep.
Just yesterday or the day before.
Beating the bitch's
he was
ass.
released by the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, if you are not familiar with the NFL and sports as a whole, Kareem Hunt is actually a really dynamic player. And he played for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's one of the top backs in the league. Good thing is, right now, guess who is the guy that drafted Kareem Hunt?
I'm not sure.
John Dorsey. John Dorsey from the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, okay.
He's now our GM. He was with Kansas City. He's the one that drafted Kareem. So Cleveland is one of the top landing spots for Kareem Hunt. That would be a great move if on the field aspect. I mean, him punching or whatever he did to one of the girls from Cleveland or whatever, at the hotel. He got into a domestic dispute with a female.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's a bad look for him. But
I know.
On the field, this guy's a monster, man.
Jay.
So, I mean, he's definitely going to get picked up because Reuben Foster was just released by the 49ers.
Yes.
And this dude is just, this is not his first domestic violence case. And he was picked up right away by the Redskins. So I do believe Kareem Hunt will be picked up by someone. And the Browns are actually saying might be a spot where he might land. So, I mean, he's a great player, one of the top backs in the league. You pair him with the guys we got now, Duke Johnson, and then you got Nick Chubb, and you had Kareem Hunt in there. I mean, this team next year is going to be amazing. So
I agree, but Jay, Let me ask you this though. So I mean, first off, I thought he was going to get kicked out of the league.
He's not going to get kicked out of the league, but he will be suspended 6+ games. That's what I'm hearing right now.
So he won't be on until next year.
6+ games, he'll be suspended and he'll be able to come back.
But we're not
okay.
So
So, but the team has released him.
So,
And he's basically a free agent.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What was that?
I don't see how, dude. I don't. It's not. It's not my side.
It's probably just the connection in general.
Anyways, what was
you
I
were saying?
now?
Like they released him, so is he gonna be like a free agent?
Oh yeah, so they released him. So is he basically a free agent now?
Yeah. Hold on. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I've been able to hear you the whole time.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what was going on. It's not like, I don't know, the connection was getting all fuzzy. But anyways, so what was your question?
So they released him. Does that make him a free agent now?
Yeah, they released him. Yeah, the Chiefs released him.
I know. Does that make him a free agent now?
All right, so anyways, I'm going to move on to the next subject. I know you were pumped last week. I was pumped last week. The Cleveland Browns actually put a smackdown on the Bengals.
Yes, sir.
And it was nice, man. 35-20. And we had that win 35-20, and we took our foot off the gas a little bit, man.
Yeah, we did.
I mean, and Baker Mayfield threw for 4 TDs, which was a franchise rookie record.
Yes.
He went 19 for 26 for 258 yards. And he got most of that in the first half because we stopped throwing the ball pretty much the second half. We were just running out the clock, man. And when we can win games like that, that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it was getting a little too close, though, for comfort towards the end. I'm not sure what's going on with Jay right now. I guess just continue to talk, Jay.
Oh my God, I can't even hear you. Yeah, I don't know. I got a bad connection with you, man. I don't know. I can't. When you start talking, I can't hear you.
It's weird.
It is weird. I don't know.
But you guys can hear me clear, so
Yep.
I don't know what the heck's going on.
I know, that's weird. I feel like it's on your end.
Anyways, yeah, so anyways, real quick, I'll get some topics and then I'll let you guys go. Baker Mayfield is ranked 15th in 9 games this year. So he's ranked 15th. He's the 15th best quarterback, and he's only played 9 games. So, I mean, this kid is awesome. And then, like, you've seen the things he's saying in the press conferences.
Now we've lost him completely.
And he's not someone, someone that's going to be like taking criticism and let it affect him. He's the type of guy that I think if you talk trash to him on the field, that he's not gonna get knocked out of his zone. He's gonna look at you and be like, "All right, watch this," and he's gonna throw an 80-yard touchdown pass. Like, I mean, the kid it's like God molded this guy and was like, "Cleveland, this is your quarterback."
Mm-hmm.
Well, he fits right in.
He does fit right in. He does. Damn. So yeah, I hear you good now, man.
Okay.
So I don't know.
That was weird. Well, you cut out completely
For us, like a few
for
seconds.
like a few seconds, and then when you came back, I guess you could hear us now.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
Weird. I have some comments then.
Some comments, Jay.
It's comments. Go ahead.
Allison just said OHIO baby, you know.
OHIO baby, exactly.
Tommy said it would be awesome to see the Buckeyes play. I don't know if I'm saying this right. Hoban, Hoban. I don't know how to say that the right way. Then he said, then the winner played the Browns. And then Tommy Parker also said, Jay Baker loves Phil Collins music. That's why he's ready for the games.
Hell yeah, man! In the heat of the night, or what is that song?
Oh my God.
What is it?
In the air tonight.
In the air.
Yeah, in the air of the night. Yeah, okay.
In the
I'll
heat
stick
of
to
the night.
sports, man.
Oh god.
But anyways, one last thing
So
for our
silly.
fans and you guys, a nice little fact, man. Myles Garrett on the season has 10 sacks this season, right?
Yeah.
The team record is held by Reggie Camp with 14 in 1984. So this record hasn't been broken since 1984.
That's awesome.
Garrett's highest, Reggie Camp, okay, his best was 18.5 in 32 games. Garrett has 17 in 22 games, brother. So the good thing about next week when I'll be live at that game
Yes.
is we might actually see history, and Myles Garrett might go off and break that sack record next week, brother.
Oh snap,
Yeah.
brother.
Speaking of next week, Alexander Oscar has confirmed he's going to be on the show for
Yes,
sure.
what? I can't. What you say?
Alexander Oscar has confirmed he's going to be on the show next week.
Jeez, you're cutting out right at the best moment. Like,
The worst
is it?
slash best.
Has he confirmed?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God, then that's amazing, man.
Yep. And then,
That's amazing for the show.
Yep.
That's amazing for the show, our fans, everything. This
Yep.
is going to be a great show.
You'll
and
actually be back next
I
week.
can't wait. It's going to be awesome. It's going to
Yep.
be an exciting day.
Larry Brazil will be on the show, and that's
Yes.
going to be awesome. It's
Yep,
going to be
yep,
it's going
he's
to be
gonna be
a
on the
great
show.
show next week. I'm really looking forward to the show.
Yes, we're gonna.
Yes.
I'm flying in next week. We're gonna have a great show. Larry's gonna be on, one of our super fans.
That's right.
And it's gonna be great, man. It's gonna be a good
time.
day. I'm trying to pick up one. I need to pick up one extra ticket. I'm trying to get it. They're looking pricey though, but I'm gonna try to get it for you.
Oh, okay.
So
If you
yeah, I'm
can,
trying.
fine. If not, I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I'm gonna try to get it. I don't know how we're gonna do it because my dad went ahead and I don't know if him and my uncle got tickets. I don't know if they're in the same area,
Gotcha.
but that'd be cool if I could grab you one. We all go together. That'd be sweet.
It would be sweet. It'd be awesome.
Hell yeah! All right, man. Well, yeah. Actually, I'll go on and look now and see if I can grab that ticket for you, man.
All right, thanks.
Anyways, you guys have a great show. I love you guys. I love the fans, and I will see you later.
All right. I love you too, Jay. We'll
Bye,
see you next
Jay.
week.
All right. Bye-bye, brother.
All right. Bye. All right. So we're going to go on break. When we get
Break
back,
time.
we're going to have some crazy news.
Crazy news.
And we're going to talk about Knickers, the giant cow.
it's a giant ass cow.
Yes.
Holy
So keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show. We shall return.
Dun, 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 dun.
We are back, all. What's going on? It's been a great show so far. I really enjoyed that interview with Jesse Pimpinella.
Yes, that was great.
Yeah.
That was a good interview.
There was a question from Ashley. Hopefully he's still listening. But what was the question? I'm sorry. I don't want to get it wrong.
With his last name spelled the way it is, with the word pimp in it, I'm sure, someone's made a joke here and there. So I guess it was just, has anyone made jokes about your last name having the word pimp in it? Because
We'll see.
You know,
we'll see if he answers that. I don't know if he's still listening or anything, but
he's probably too fucking. He's like, fuck y'all, I'm busy. I got shit to do.
Exactly. All right, so we'll get right into crazy news. Let's do the intro.
When crazy shit happens, the Epic Radio Show will be there to report and shit. It's time for crazy news.
Okay. So, the crazy news. This is probably going to be a really short segment, too, because like, it's just me and you.
Yep.
Spanish man builds 60-foot spaceship to visit planet from his novels. Okay, it's just as strange as it sounds. A man in Spain definitely has the travel bug, but he's not looking to take a plane or RV. A self-constructed spaceship is the ride favored by Lucio Ballesteros. I'm gonna
sounds
hope
about right.
That's right. An 87-year-old writer, musician, and YouTuber from Spain. The impressive craft, visible in the video, that is above, but it is not above for everybody here, measures about 60 feet in diameter and weighs nearly 2,600 pounds. It's even captured the attention of documentary filmmaker, I can't pronounce his name, but his last name is Mendez, that's all I can say, who is making a film about him and his work. Ballesteros, trying to say that, estimates he'd spent more than 100,000 euros building the spaceship out of aluminum and methacrylate. There's lots of words I don't know. Shit, I gotta like practice these words. According to the Spanish newspaper, he said the craft won't be operational until he installs some motors, and he doesn't imagine it will be used until sometime far in the future. He told Spanish newspaper that humanity will have to evolve physically and spiritually before people can figure out how the technology that powers the craft works. Someday he hopes the ship will be used to travel to 10-7, a planet that comes from a series of novels written by himself. The writer described the planet as inhabited by beings very similar to human beings, but with a higher stature. They're just tall, really tall. Explaining the planet's name, Ballesteros said the number 10 represents the unity of God, while 7 represents the 7 dimensions of the human being.
He sounds pretty much like a crack addict.
Like a woo! Look, he's just a lot.
Like,
he's on that.
I want to be in Spain, and
it's like it's from his book. Like it's a place that he
no,
made,
I get it,
know?
but obviously he's going
it.
senile at 87.
You can learn more about him and his spaceship on his website. That's in Spanish. If y'all can read Spanish.
Google Translate that shit.
Yeah, Google Translate that shit. If you want to read it, you know. I think I pretty much gave it, you know, like a good rundown of that, though.
Yeah.
That was what that was.
You know, well, the thing is, okay, so he builds this thing, he spends 100,000 euros. But doesn't put any way for it to actually fly.
Yes, no.
That is the most...
That we have to evolve physically and spiritually.
That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
We can operate it.
It is absolutely the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Well, you know, he's also thinking that we'll eventually in the future visit a planet that he made up for his books. So
yeah, I think dementia's strong with that one.
You know.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
That's just a bit okay. I liked it, but it was a bit. All right, so runaway inflatable Santa Claus blocks the traffic on a busy road. It's just such a funny like video. I mean, it's the picture's funny, the video's funny. So it's very short, very simple. Commuters on a busy English road were delayed by an unusual hazard, a runaway inflatable Santa. He captured the goddamn road because he's huge as fuck. Like it's huge as fuck. Like Jesus Christ.
I couldn't find any better
like images
pictures
for this.
Yeah, of it.
A video captured Tuesday by surprised witness Mohammed Fahid on a road in some place I can't pronounce shows the inflatable Father Christmas rolling through lanes of traffic on the busy road. He said Santa had apparently come loose from where it had been displayed in someone's front yard. He said Santa was bigger than his car, which you can see in the picture that he is much bigger than a lot of cars.
It looks like he's trying to
he's trying to like
molest that car.
That's what I was gonna say. Like he's trying to attack that car. Oh my god, I am having
dirty
problems.
Santa.
Tommy said Ashley having problems with names. He said, "LOL, I fuck their names up all the time. I don't feel alone so much." Like I don't even know what the fuck. I mean, I read all of these. You know, and that's what's funny about it. I read all of these stories. And I was like, fuck, I'm not going to be able to pronounce shit. I'm going to be so lost and so retarded today.
Well, maybe next time you can actually like highlight the word and then put it into Google.
And you know how Google is sometimes, though. Google will say some really dumb shit.
No, I get that, but maybe it'll help you pronounce it.
Maybe. I don't know. I think that's just a little too much, because there's a lot of words in that first art that I could not. It was a lot of names of, like, stuff in Spain, and I'm like, fuck me.
Maybe we'll stick to pop-up books. I don't know.
Oh, fuck you. You stick to pop-up, dick. Okay, so next. Okay, suitcase full of cocaine found at New York airport.
That's a lot of coke.
That's a lot of coke. That's actually the actual picture.
Yep.
Authorities in New York State said they are trying to find the owner of an abandoned suitcase found to contain $1.3 million worth of coke. Is this your suitcase? Come claim it. It has a shitload of coke. Yeah, because everyone's going to be like, yeah, that's my coke. Thanks. Thanks for finding it. So
directly to jail.
Right. Like, oh, yeah.
You know what's very interesting?
What?
Like, it looks like somebody just took that home with them.
Right.
Because, like, it looks like somebody's garage and shit.
Right.
Like,
it's like, look at this. This is at my house. You want to come have some coke?
It's like all that random plastic and shit. Like,
U.S. Customs and Border Protection said officers at John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York searched a bag that arrived on a flight from someplace in Ecuador that I cannot pronounce again, and discovered it contained 38 smaller brick-like packages. The packages were found to contain a total of more than 100 pounds of coke.
Yes.
The Port Authority Police Department said it is trying to identify the owner of the suitcase who has not come forward to claim their luggage. Well, you're no shit. So that's... No one is going to, like, come forward and say, this is my coke. Thank you for finding my coke.
Yeah, I lost it, you know.
My $1.3 million worth of coke, so I have to go to jail forever.
Yeah.
Yes, no one's going to come forward.
No.
At all.
Nobody ever.
Nobody, ever. Tommy Parker also said, yes, it's hard, especially when you only have so much time to get the names right. At least you are trying. Thanks. Someone appreciates me trying.
I don't.
Dick. He never appreciates shit, though. Like, he doesn't
That's
appreciate.
not true.
You don't appreciate shit. All my effort, and you're just like, well, fuck her.
That is, you're being so dramatic right now.
No.
Like, super dramatic. Okay, so is that it for crazy news?
Crazy news is over.
Okay.
I know, you're just like, you don't appreciate it. So you're just like, is it over yet? Shit. I heard your voice enough.
Oh,
damn. You shut the fuck up. So you want me to shut the fuck up now? What the fuck?
Oh, anyways, on to the next thing. Knickers, the extremely large cow.
It's a giant cow, y'all.
Just to let you know, it isn't actually a cow. He's a steer.
He's a steer, technically.
Yes.
But he's a big ass cow, though. Look at this shit.
Yeah.
Is there a picture on there? You hosted this. You put the picture up in the thing. It's like, look at that motherfucker.
He stands 6 feet 4 inches from hoof to shoulder.
Holy shit.
And weighs approximately 1.5 tons, or a little bit more than a Toyota Corolla.
I just got to say this because Tommy commented on our little conversation briefly.
Yes.
He said, Tommy, quit being a dick. I see you didn't help her any. Yeah, quit being a dick.
Well, I don't have the story in front of me to help her.
He's a dick. That's because you didn't pull it up because you didn't want to help her. But you may be wondering why we're talking about a giant steer, but because it's huge, that's why. I don't know if anyone really cares about this, but this blew my mind.
Yeah. I mean, look how big that cow is compared to the rest of them.
Look at him. Look at that.
You know,
fucker.
There's a couple things, though, with this, okay?
Wait, shit.
The only reason why it's not dead is because it wouldn't fit through the processing.
Why'd you have to say?
I'm just saying, no, that's part of the article. So the only reason why it's still alive is because it wouldn't fit through the meat processing plant. So he will spend the rest of his days being a large ass cow. You know what I'm saying?
He will live until elderly, old, like giant steerhood.
Another thing too is, a lot of people don't realize this, but yeah, he is abnormally large, but but the thing is, like, most of the steer would get around that size, but they're killed off. They're processed at around 4 years.
Damn, why are you gonna make this sad?
I'm not. So sad. I'm just saying, like, I'm not.
I already feel bad enough that I eat like animals as I already feel bad that I probably ate his like family members, but you gotta make me feel worse by saying all that.
Yeah,
Shit.
but I'm sorry. I'm
God
just
damn
reading
it.
the story.
No, but
you know,
shit.
like,
Couldn't you just be like, look at this giant ass steer though? He's huge as fuck. He will fuck you up. You can't go cow tipping with that motherfucker because he'll beat your ass. Like
Yeah.
he'll just like literally like bump into you and you die because he's so big. Like Jesus Christ, how much does he weigh? Man? Like
1.5 tons.
that's a lot of weight. He falls
Yeah.
on you, you die. You'll never get out of there. It's like I don't know if anyone can lift that motherfucker up. Like he just like I guess I'm just laying here for the rest of my life. This is cool.
So like, and the thing is, Allison Van. See, here I am, Internam, a professor at UC Davis, Department of Animal Science, and leading researcher in animal genomics, wrote in an email that you know, she's not really sure if he's so much of a freak as just a tall Holstein. And they have a steer in California that's 193 centimeters, and the Guinness Book of World Records has a Holstein cow that is 6'4". The aforementioned California steer died this year at 8 years old. While he was still around, he would eat 100 pounds of hay and 15 pounds of grain.
You're late, Jay. We showed
and
it earlier.
drink 100 gallons of water a day. 100 gallons of water a day.
It's almost like the amount of water I drink a day.
Part of the reason that Daniel and Knickers were able to grow so large is simply that they weren't killed. Knickers is 7 years old, and according to the USDA, steers that are processed into meat are generally slaughtered before they reach age 4. His current height and weight saved him from an early death. He wouldn't fit through the processing hatches.
You had to say that again.
Yep.
Yep. Tokar said, "Holy cow."
Yep.
Yep. Holy cow. And Tommy's doubting the, he said, I think that's a photo thing. I don't see a tape measure or someone standing next to it. Makes me wonder. But I told him that we saw videos and stuff. So
no,
regardless
it's
of like
for
if
sure.
if it's an exact, he's huge as shit though.
No, he's
Like-
he's for sure. Like there was a grown man in the video.
I didn't see that part of the video, but
you know what? Let me see.
And then Jay said, "Where's the pic?" And I said, "He showed it earlier. You're late, Jay. You should have been watching the whole time."
I'm gonna try to see if I can find the
punk ass
the pic. Knickers
the cow.
giant cow.
It just pops right out. Knickers giant cow.
Next to images.
Next to a man.
Let's see if I can.
Next
Oh,
to
here
a
we go.
man.
All right. Save image. Give me a second.
Are you gonna replace that real quick? Show it.
Yeah.
Okay. He's gonna pop that up here in a few minutes.
Yeah, not even a few minutes. Give me
Like,
a
well,
second.
you know.
All right, where are you? There we go.
And Tommy said, "Pay attention, Jay. Jay's probably playing with pudding pops."
Put the pudding with the pop. Okay, that was really lazy.
That's a weird picture.
It is. It's kind of a weird picture.
It looks like he could be standing like farther back.
All right, so I'll take that one. God damn it!
I'm just saying, you should have like okayed this picture with me because like it's doubtable.
Yeah. I
If
get
he was
it.
like one where he's like got his arm right up on the motherfucker somehow, like then that's proof.
Let's see.
Here's this motherfucking cow.
I'm trying to find a better picture of that.
Because I was not believing it either. I still believe it's huge as shit though. We're spending a lot of time. Here, for
I don't
everybody. You can't find this picture
I
now.
can't find. Of course, I can't. You know what I mean?
Maybe he'll post it to the page if he finds it later.
If I find it later, I will post it to page.
We'll post it to
'cause-
the page so everyone can see with their own eyes. And it's not like a,
Let me see if. No, I couldn't find it. Okay, but
he
there.
will post it later.
Yeah, I'll post it later.
He'll try to find it and post it.
Okay, so anyways, moving on. We're gonna take a break. When we get back, We're gonna get to work with David Franks. Keep it locked right here on the Epic Radio Show.
Get to work. Get to work.
All right, we're back. We got David on the line. So it's about
Morning, guys.
Hey, we're gonna do his intro, and then we'll get right to get to work.
Get to work.
Hey, good morning, David.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course.
Hi, David.
It's a pleasure as always, man. How'd you enjoy that interview today?
What's that?
How did you enjoy the interview today?
It was good, man. He sounded like a great guy. You guys sound very similar in the things that you find funny and just takes on life. I think that's why you guys hit it off so well.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you got for us today?
All right, so I wanted to kind of start off being a little bit silly with it here, but I'll ask a question first to both of you in your working experience. What do you think the number one reason why people leave their jobs? You guys have an intake on that?
Go ahead.
I do, but it's not a serious answer.
Go ahead.
Lay it down. What do you got?
Fuck that place. No. Because for me, management, because the management doesn't care about their employees and they don't treat them like they're important. They just kind of use them. And
okay, Epic, how about you?
Probably for more money, to either advance their career in something that they find interesting, or just to make more money, plain and simple.
So I will say this, Ashley, you are 200% correct. The number one reason why people leave their employers is due to poor management and poor managers and how they're treated.
Thank you. I like being right.
So, Epic, I would have normally agreed with you before I knew about the staffing world and hiring world. I would always say, well, people leave for more money, right? They're probably not making enough to get by, or can't save, or can't go on a trip, or whatever it is that they want to do. So I would think that it would always be money too. But it is actually management. So I wanted to share something.
Sure.
According to Forbes, in an article they wrote this year, 58% of managers did not receive their management training at a company. Most managers should not be managers. That means that they are promoted from within, right? So how many of us have worked for a boss that we're like, yeah, this person has no business telling me what to do? You guys experienced that a million times, right?
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
that's the biggest facet of it is 89% of bosses think people leave for more money, when in factuality, only 12% of people that leave their full-time jobs is for more money. It's always due to poor management.
Yeah.
The common expression in the Midwest, I always hear it and I use it all the time, is people don't quit companies, and they don't quit their job, they quit managers.
Yeah.
And that is wholeheartedly true, regrettably. I worked for, my last company it was an amazing company, amazing people. They stood for the greatest things. I left solely because of my manager, who was an absolute nightmare. You know, the type of person who tells you what to do, but they don't even know how to do it.
Yeah. Yep.
And that leads me to another interesting statistic. Harvard Business Review this year actually conducted a survey. 58% of people that are full-time employed trust complete strangers more than they trust their bosses.
I feel that.
Yeah, I mean,
that.
yeah, I can.
Yeah, that's how.
Well,
I totally.
And then I was going to bleed it to something a little goofy, and I was going to share, see if you guys have anything to share on it. So I worked for a previous, this is an employer of probably about 7-8 years ago I worked at, but Fortune 200 company, and my warehouse manager, I was talking about just stupid things that managers say and somehow still get to keep their jobs. So this fool cited that his grandmother, his 80-some-year-old grandmother, climbed on the roof of her home to fix her satellite dish and fell off. And that's why he had to leave work.
Oh, my God.
That same grandma fell off the roof like 3 times that
Oh, my
year.
God.
That
bitch should stay off the roof.
Share that.
yeah.
And he was actually fired while I was there because she had died twice, apparently.
Oh, my
Damn.
The
God.
times he called off, she died. He forgot that he had used that excuse.
And she had died multiple times.
She apparently died again.
Damn, she
That's
came back
crazy.
and died again.
So
Just to
I
get
was going to
him
ask
some
you
time
guys,
off.
what goofy, silly stories do either of you have about managers, or not even goofy, but just prime example of what we're talking about here today, right? I left because this manager did this or acted this way. You guys have anything specific?
I mean, I could say I got strep. Like, this was in the last few months I worked at my last job. I got strep like 2 times in the month of December. And they enforced a thing saying we couldn't bring doctor's notes in. Doctor's notes were no longer allowed. So it was just a call off. I just told them I had strep. I have to go get antibiotics. I have to go get medicine. I feel like I'm going to die. So that's a call off. I got strep again within a couple weeks. Again, we're not taking doctor's notes. Again, you know, so I'm like, okay. And then the 3rd time, I will admit, I was tired of their bullshit. I was tired. I was dead ass tired. It was around the holidays. So I just called off. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing it. And they were like, oh, well, if it's related to you being sick before, you can bring in a doctor's note now. And I'm like,
oh my God.
So the first time I had strep, that wasn't okay. Like, you want me to, really? Like, that's what made me mad, because I had doctor's notes. I could have brought them in, and it could have been, like, okayed. So, yeah, I know I shouldn't have lied and said, hey, I had strep again. But, you know, they said, oh, you know, we will accept it now. Well, fuck you guys. Like, I'm not doing that shit. I'll bring you my other 2 notes because I was sick twice. I had re-gotten it. And they said if I had gotten it again, they'd actually have to get my tonsils taken out. But obviously that didn't happen. So I'm like...
And the craziest part about this is there's usually nobody holding those managers or that HR department accountable. That's the biggest problem, right? There's a lot of people that have integrity and can fix it, and then there's a lot who just don't care. So once you feel like you've hit your breaking point with dealing with organizations,
and that's
like
where
get the hell out of there. You don't need to make yourself miserable any longer at all.
That's where I was, and I just kind of held on until basically the bitter end, and then I was fired over because I used to take the bus to work, and I was late because of the bus routes and everything. So I was sometimes late, and they knew I took the bus. They knew I had 4 kids. They knew babysitters were sometimes an issue. Sometimes I had to wait for people to show up. I couldn't just leave my kids by themselves. They were 1 and 3. I couldn't do that. So sometimes they'd be like, oh, well, this is going to count against you. And I'm like, well, that sucks because I didn't intend for this to happen. Because I'm very punctual. I'm a very punctual bitch. So I'm just saying, like, I was not late because I wanted to be late. I hated being late. So, and they held it against me every single time.
Yeah.
Then that's an organization you don't want to work with for the long haul anyway, and glad it worked out that way.
Yeah,
exactly
me too.
Right.
Speaking on that, because I used to work for the same company, it would always be like an issue, like if me or Ashley called off, but other people would do it all the time, and it never seemed like they ever got fired.
I know. Oh,
Like,
yeah,
all the
that too.
It's like
Like,
they would
whew.
have their picks, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I know I'm talking a lot here. I'm sorry, David.
Oh, you're fine.
There was a girl in my department. I'm not gonna go on names. I mean, I doubt she's listening, but I'm not gonna say names. But she had also gotten strep, but it was conveniently really close to her birthday. So I mean, some of us thought, maybe she's lying, maybe she's not. But whatever. I didn't care because I had called off for the same reason before. And then, but she took off 3 whole days for having strep. I was bitched at for taking 1 day, but she took off 3 and no one said shit to her. And everyone was like, oh, well, she has strep, so she's really sick. So, like, but you only give me 1 day and it counted against me? But she had 3 whole days and she didn't
Unbelievable.
Because, it takes 24 hours for the shit to, like, get into your system and work. And I felt better within a day, so I didn't care to go to work the next day. But that's the point, though. It's like, you know why? I know why it was. I know why, they got mad at me because I was a harder worker and I did more. But she wasn't all that great. She was kind of like mediocre at her job. So
yeah, there's a lot of nepotism and a lot of favoritism in the workforce, regrettably. And once you start to see in a professional HR department that those things are coming to life and it's being done unchecked, that's your red flag. You got to get out of there. Those people aren't going to change, regrettably. And if nobody could supersede or oversee that stuff and fix it, it's never going to get better for you. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be a work zombie, and nobody needs that.
Yeah,
that's right.
And the thing is, like, her.
We're talking about me again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Her immediate managers kind of understood the situation, but when she got fired, a new manager came in, and it seemed like this person was just trying to kind of make a name for herself.
Yeah, he really was.
So that's why he ended up firing her.
You got to look out for those dummies too.
And he could not remember my name for his fucking life. I would tell him my name, and then he would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, what's your name? What is it?" And I'm like, "Ashley." And he's just like, "Oh yes, Ashley, I'm sorry. I'm new." And I'm like, "Oh, you've been here for 3 months."
I know a way to combat that, and this is actually a good feature, and maybe this helps some of the listeners as well. Whenever you go to a job interview, it never hurts to just say, "Hey, you know what? I appreciate the interview. Is there a way I could maybe have a tour of the office or the facility?" And during that time, you're going to really see people's reactions to that HR manager or that person that's showing you around. And if these people look scared, you don't want to be there. If the HR manager knows everybody by their first name and they're smiling when they see them and they're not looking scared, then that's definitely a place you could call home. I talk about that all the time in the staffing world when my clients give me tours of a facility and they know everybody by their first name and what they've done for the weekend and people are genuinely happy to see them. That's when you know that's a good place to work.
Yeah. Well, I should have paid attention.
The HR person wasn't so bad.
She wasn't so bad.
Bad.
I'm sorry. She had her picks too. She had.
No,
her
I know. I get that, but it wasn't necessarily her though.
It wasn't necessarily her, but she definitely. And even the fucking manager, he had his people too. Okay, I mean, we're talking about the same place here. He had his people that he was more about than other people. He didn't know who the fuck I was. He didn't know me.
Yeah.
That's fine. I didn't know him either, but whatever. I just knew his first.
What about you, David?
So I have an interesting story, and I'll tell you how I dealt with it and see if maybe it'll help people. And it was a tough situation. So I'm in obviously a professional business world where I go visit manufacturers and offices and commercial property. I visit every job that you can imagine, and I try to sell them on utilizing a staffing service. And so I went with my last boss, and keep in mind, this is the reason why I left this amazing company. Went with my last boss to visit a very valued client, and they were in Lincoln, Nebraska. They were a big manufacturer. And when we typically take clients to lunch, we pay for it out of our pocket, but then we can expense the receipt to the company, and the company pays you back. So it wasn't a crazy lunch at all. I was with my boss, and I was with my 2 contacts from the company, and we went to like a sports bar. We had wings, we had burgers, stuff like that. So, it wasn't incredibly expensive. 4 people, I think I maybe spent $50, $60, nothing nuts. But as I'm pulling out my card to the waitress to pay for the meal, my boss in front of my 2 clients says, "Oh, no. I know what you make. I got this."
Oh my God.
Word for word, verbatim.
Jesus.
That's exactly what that man said.
God.
And it took everything I had to not knock him flat in front of my client.
Yeah.
Like, my job.
Motherfucker.
the craziest part too is then I got back to the office that day, and my client, who did not like my boss,
Understandably,
even messaged me and said, "I'm so sorry that he said that to you. I feel so bad. Like, you want us to tell somebody in the company?" And I'm like, "Nope, don't worry about it. I'm not going to let this get under my skin." So, and yeah, I actually worked for that same company for that man for about another year and a half. I bided my time. I staked out my opportunities, and then I made my move. And sometimes it's just what you have to do, regrettably.
Man.
Just be professional, choke down that hard, jagged pill,
Yep.
and do what's best for you when it's time for you. Don't force
I would have
anything.
punched that motherfucker.
I'm sorry. I don't think I would have
No, fuck you.
handled it the same way.
Oh, man.
No, and there were many other instances, and this gentleman is actually still with that company, and everybody has an issue with him.
Well,
Everybody I've ever worked with, they're all filing reports against HR or with HR to him, against him. I'm just a firm believer in karma in every aspect of life, so the inevitable is going to catch up to him. But that was the reason why. I mean, this was a massive company, always growing, very professional, well-known in the community, big money maker, and I worked with some amazing people, but I left just because he was an asshole, and I don't regret it.
Yeah, fuck
No,
that guy.
I agree. That's bullshit.
Fuck that dude.
I would have punched him in his throat.
I would have too,
Yeah.
man.
Can you believe, and this is a manager, this is a human being that runs a multi-million-dollar a year department, multi-million-dollar a year profit in one fiscal year, and that's all profit, and manages a dozen people. And here's the craziest part. We were talking about that statistic earlier about people not having managing experience.
Yeah.
He had zero experience managing people before he took that job. It was right place, right time. And I hate to say it, but that's how a lot of people gain their positions.
You know what's crazy about that too, right? And one thing I will say for like certain companies, Sam's Club being one of them, they do tend to promote people sometimes from within and give them no training at all. They just kind of throw you in a position and say, "Here you go, do it." And one company that I actually, and a lot of people might laugh about it, but McDonald's is not one of them companies. Now, when I worked for McDonald's for about 4 or 5 years. I started out as a manager, but I mean, there is a binder. I had to do homework. There was like, I had to go to class.
You had stuff to
like
work on.
It was very intricate, and you couldn't be a full-blown manager and run your own shift unless you passed everything.
Yeah, I hear the shortcut all the time from these large companies. They're like, well, we want to make the internal structure of employees happy, so we have to hire from within. No, you don't. You don't have to force somebody who's already in that environment into a management position just to make them happy, because then you make one person happy and you make 10 people miserable. What's the trade-off in that? Sometimes you have to hire from outside the company. You hear big companies say it all the time. Oh, I'd prefer to promote somebody who's been with the organization 10 years. I don't give a shit if they've been there 200 years.
Right.
If they can't talk to people, they need to stay in that role.
Well, another thing, too, is like that I see happen a lot is they'll actually promote somebody from one department and have them manage a department they know nothing about.
Nothing.
Like, for example, you'll have somebody that was like a really good electronics person. And like, oh, we think you're management material. Let's have you run the meat department.
For no fucking reason.
You know what I mean? Like, and they have no clue. They've never worked in meat ever. You know what I mean?
So you don't have any.
So they have no idea. Everybody that does work the meat department now has no respect for you because they know you don't know anything. You know, like, and they have to train you.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how much of a kick in the ass that is to train
someone who should know what the fuck they're doing?
Somebody that should know what the fuck they're doing?
Like, I shouldn't have to tell you shit. You should already be here knowing.
I think that's seriously like the worst thing that companies do. They'll pick somebody from within that department already to train an outside person to basically do that job. And it's like, yo, well, if I'm training this person to do this job, then why the fuck aren't I doing it?
Right. Why am I not getting the money, the pay increase, why aren't people looking at me like, oh, you moved up, like, I'm the one doing the work here.
You know how many times that happened to me?
I know it's happened to you a lot.
When I was an interim manager for the cafe, and basically I had to train the next person they end up hiring.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It was some bullshit.
That was some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other biggest facet to all this is lack of appreciation. You know, I'm the type of person, I don't need to constantly have my ass patted and being told I'm doing a good job. But a lot of people need that. They need to be told, hey,
some people sometimes
you trained this person, and without you, we couldn't have gotten it done.
Exactly.
Right? Managers just don't do that anymore.
It does go a long way. Like, you'd be surprised.
Just a simple, like, hey, you're doing really good. I've been,
it really helps morale.
You know, you've been doing really good lately. Just, you know, keep it up. And I'm not even one of those people who need a constant reassurance at work, because I knew what I was doing. I knew I was doing well, but if a manager sees it, that made me feel a little bit better. Like, I'm like, okay, well, at least they're noticing.
Yeah, it just confirms that.
Just, you know,
and it gives you kind of a much needed boost. Sometimes.
Right, you're feeling like, oh, well, maybe I'm
because you know, when you're going into the same job day in, day out, doing the same task, you know, just that little, hey, you know, we really appreciate it.
Right.
I mean, it goes a long way.
Because I just know, like, I killed myself there.
Even though I don't pay anybody to do this, I still, like, you know, like, when, obviously, you know, the thing with Tokar is unfortunate, but when we have a really good show, I think we try to, you know, I thank everybody for, like, hey, you know, really good job today, Tokar, or really, you know, Jay, you had a really great segment today.
Absolutely.
You know, and it just, regardless, I mean, we do this because we like doing it, but if I was, like, one of the people that were like, you know what, fuck you and everything that you do, like, I don't think anybody would want to do the show with me.
And that's what separates you over everybody else then in that capacity, especially in an environment where nobody's making any money from it. I do it with my people all the time. You have to make it personal too.
Yeah.
You know, you can't like, oh, good job, team. You know, I tell all of the people who work for me in my office, I say, I appreciate you. You helped me. Thank you. You know, you just have to be that way. In the world of customization and putting everybody out on a pedestal, you have to make it personal and tell people that I appreciate you. It doesn't have to be for specific tasks. Just, I appreciate you. Without you, I cannot get this done. So, just a sad reality. It's going to always be this way.
Yeah.
Right? There's always going to be people in positions of authority that we don't agree with.
That don't deserve it. That don't.
Absolutely. The biggest thing I just can't stress enough to people, right? Work longevity is very important. When you go to another employer, they want to see how long you've been there. I hate to say it, it's tough, but sometimes you just have to ride it out until you get that longevity to move on to another role. But don't kill yourself, right? Don't stay at that job for longer than you need to for your own physical and mental well-being. Once you know it's that time to go because you're not going to be happier, you're not going to work harder, get the hell out of there.
Gotcha. All right. Well, thank you as always, David.
Thank you guys for having me. Great show. I'm going to continue to keep watching.
All right. Thank you, sir. We'll have David back on in a couple weeks. We usually have him on every other week. If you guys have any questions for David or any type of, I don't know, you just want to say hi, I will get the message to him. Just submit it to epicthefourth@gmail.com. All right. Thank you so much, Dave.
Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, so next.
Ah, shit.
Next topic.
What is our next topic? I don't have my paper.
So Southwest Airlines.
Oh, yeah, this one. Okay.
Know what's happening here?
Are a little hot water.
A little bit.
Because one of their workers publicly made fun of a little 5-year-old girl because her name is spelled Abcde. For people that know the name, it's pronounced Abcde.
Yes.
But the worker,
was a dick.
He was pretty much a dick about it. I get it. I really do get the name is kind of funny, you know.
I mean, yes. Okay. Go ahead though. I want you to finish what you're saying.
Well, I'm just saying I do get why they would I don't know. I get why they would make fun of it to a certain degree, but like in front of the kid, like, you know what I mean? Like, to her face.
Yeah, that's not nice.
You know, if you want to go home and you want to chuckle about it, I get it. Here's a picture of the girl with her mother.
Right, she's a cute little girl. Okay,
You know-
so the mom didn't name her something super awesome or
Yeah.
super like regular that we're used to seeing. That's on her mom. You know, making fun of the child and making the child feel bad and making it a big deal to everybody around you is really shitty. She's 5. If you did that to my kid is 5. I would beat your ass.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Don't make my kid feel bad because you're shitty and you want to make fun of their name or what they look like or whatever. It's not the child's fault. What we look like, what we're named is not us. It is not this 5-year-old's fault that her mom didn't have a lot of creativity, or she did have too much creativity, or she was on too many drugs. I don't really know what the what the reasoning behind it is, but it's shitty to make fun of a child. I mean, yeah, would I have went home and been like, oh my god, so there was this kid named ABCDE and it's pronounced this.
Abcde, yep.
But what was the mother thinking? I wouldn't make the child feel like really bad, you know? I would not make the child.
So yeah,
feel
according
That's not right.
to the ABC affiliate KABC, Redford told the station that the gate agent at California's John Wayne Airport saw Abcde's name and started pointing, laughing, and then talking to other employees about Redford
That's so mean.
and her child.
You're...
So she turned around and said, "Hey, I can hear you. So if I can hear you, my daughter can too. I'd appreciate it if you stopped." She added, "While I was sitting there, she took a picture of my boarding pass and chose to post it on social media, mocking my daughter. It was actually brought to my attention by someone who had seen it on Facebook and reported it to Southwest Airlines. And after 2 weeks of doing a formal complaint, Southwest hasn't done anything." They have actually apologized now, but
as of today, I guess. Like,
I don't know.
Compared to this article's date, but
so they're calling it name shaming. Which is Southwest has since apologized, saying that the social media post is not indicative of the care, respect, and civility that the airline requires from its employees.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. Although Abcde is an unusual name, it's not unheard of. In 2014, Abcde reported that over the past 3 decades, 328 babies have been given the name, 32 of whom were born in 2009. But when the name is entered into the Social Security Administration's database of popular baby names, it states that ABCD or Abcde is not in the top 1,000 names for any year of birth beginning with 2000. So, nicknames include Cece, City, Abby. I can't even remember.
You're having issues now.
Yeah, I don't understand this. All right, so one of the nicknames, and please correct me.
What?
Zizzy?
It's XY.
XYZZIE.
I have no idea how that's a nickname.
It doesn't even include
I don't know how
any
to
of the letters
say it.
except for E.
I don't even know how to say it.
I don't know.
The next one
is
I don't
ridiculous.
know how to say either. And
I mean, what do
C.
you guys think, though?
I mean, I already said what I think. Sorry. I already said it.
I mean,
Jay said, "I doubt that is how you spell it." It is, Jay.
that is how you. This is an actual picture
And then,
of the ticket.
and Tokar said, "That's not a bad name. It's not a bad name if when you say it, like Abcde.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, like sounding. It's
No.
just like, I'm sorry, the mother, the father, whoever picked this name, and whoever like they should. I'm assuming they knew that eventually this child was gonna be ridiculed. And I'm not saying you need to like pay attention to what people think to like before you name a child, but you kind of should."
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't name my child that because I'd be like, well, he'll probably get teased or she'll probably get teased because that isn't, that's not a normal spelling. You could spell that a lot of different ways.
Yeah, I mean,
And it would still be the same
the
sound.
way that it was pronounced, even according to the article, like how they spelled it for you to like ABSIDEE.
DEE. I mean, that's
even better than fucking ABCDE, or even if it was ABCEDE.
Yeah.
you know, or DUI or whatever. Like,
I mean, that's exactly.
I mean, you know, but I think when people initially just see that, it just looks like the first like 5 letters of the
Right.
alphabet, you know, like.
I mean, so I don't know. Like, I feel bad for the little girl because she didn't deserve to be made fun of and ridiculed the way she
Exactly.
was. But I feel like the mother should have really thought about this. I think all parents who name your kids this should think about this, because I understand you might like the way it looks for some reason and the way you're intentionally trying to make it sound, but that is not what people are going to think when they see that name. That is not. And you know it, too. You know it. The parents know it. They're like, oh, A, B, C, D, E. That's literally the first 5 letters of the alphabet. They are not going to think that's how you pronounce it. They're not going to go. That's not going to be the first thing that comes to mind.
Because it doesn't look like it says Abcde.
I mean, you can, when you say it, like, it's like, okay, that could work. I see how they say that, but that's not what people are going to see. That's not the first thing I saw, because I saw it and I was like, what would be the pronunciation of this? And then I heard it and I'm like, well, I guess I can see it now, but
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah.
Another news. George H.W. Bush has passed away at 94.
94 years old.
Yeah.
Was there any, like, was he sick or anything, or is it just one of those he died of old age type things?
Well, recently in the past, I want to say, and don't quote me on this.
Right. He doesn't
I
know for
believe
sure.
in the next, the last few months, his wife actually died too.
Aw.
So.
Oh, is that what Tabitha was talking about, the whole
Yes.
broken heart thing?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
George H.W. Bush, obviously known for making his greatest mark in the Gulf War, Republican president. Lost to Bill Clinton in the 90s, and that was actually one of his biggest things too. Like, he reflected a lot on that. He was a man who sought a kinder and gentler nation, and the one who sternly invited Americans to read his lips. He would not raise taxes. He was a popular leader of a mighty coalition that dislodged Iraq from Kuwait and turned out of the presidency after a single term. Blue-blooded and genteel, he was elected in one of the most nastiest campaigns in recent history. He was many things, including only the second American to see his son follow him into the nation's highest office. But more than anything else, he was a believer in the government service. Few men or women have served America in more capacities than the man known as Poppy. So yeah, I did want to touch base on that, obviously. But I also, here's a picture of him and his wife Barbara. The main reason why I wanted to talk about this, though, is, do you think, with our listeners out there, do you think you can die of a broken heart? Like, there's been a lot of things that point towards, like, if your loved one, like your significant other, dies, that you know, a lot of times the husband or wife will die soon after.
Yeah.
Do you think there's truth in that? Do you think there's truth in the fact that people die from a broken heart?
Yes.
You think so?
Yep.
Can you elaborate?
I mean, it makes sense. It's not something really like that I feel like needs too much of an explanation, because, I mean, you've been with someone, I mean, how long were they together? Like,
I mean,
a very, 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 very long time. I can't say a specific number.
Well, let me see.
They were together for a very long time. And obviously when you were with someone, you are married to them, you love them, you have a lot of shit that went on in your life with that person. Like, you've been through ups, downs, kids, possibly not kids if you didn't have kids, but a lot of people have kids, and I know he did, obviously. So, grandchildren, you know, just other and everything else that life kind of like throws at you as a couple. And I definitely feel like you can die of a broken heart.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like someone that you love that much, that you've been through that much with, you can definitely feel that and just not be able to fucking go, like, for very long. I'm not gonna there's no, I don't think, a set time limit on how long it has to be. And it obviously doesn't happen to everybody. But I definitely feel like it's a thing. I definitely feel like that's something that could happen.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's 94?
He was 94, yes.
So, I mean, it could have just been old age, but, I mean, it could have been because he was just so upset and distraught and kind of lost without his wife. It could very well be that. What do you think about it?
I guess,
You share a lot of time with someone. Tommy Parker.
He was married to Barbara for 73 years.
73. Can you imagine that? 73 fucking years. Yeah, I definitely believe that could have been it. Tommy Parker said, yes, absolutely. It will kill me if Chrissy leaves before me. We've been together for 36 years.
Yeah.
Like, you're not even 36 years old. You're 35, Tommy.
I know.
He's been with his wife a year longer than you've been alive.
That's crazy.
Like, I can't even imagine. If we're somehow together for 73 years, somehow, like, I'm pretty sure if you went first, I could die of a broken heart. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure for you, because, I mean, you might be like, yes, that bitch is dead. No.
Oh my God, that's really... That makes me sad that you would think
No, I'm joking.
like that.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm laughing, so I'm joking, obviously. But I definitely feel like that's something that a lot of people have went through. And
I mean,
that's terror. It's
I pictured a movie Notebook.
The Notebook,
when they finally died together at the end.
So sweet. Sad.
I just wonder. I wonder if that's like an actual
I think it's an actual
like a scientific
I don't know if it's
thing
scientific.
though. Or if
that
it's,
I don't know about that.
I mean, can you just let yourself die? It's kind of weird.
It's just like it's kind of like when you just go through like a breakup, but it's like tremendously heightened. I think, and it's like a lot deeper because there's no way to bring that person back.
Yeah.
It's not like they left you because they wanted to. It's not like a breakup in the sense that they left you because they wanted to. It's like it's a lot deeper than that. It's a lot more.
Well, and you would think, I think to a certain degree, like at that point in his life, like what else does he have to live for? His kids are grown.
That was who he went to. That was who he confided in. That's who she was with him through all of that, everything. Yeah. Even things that we don't know about. So yes, absolutely. I think I've made myself very clear on this subject.
Anybody else saying anything?
Just Tommy.
Okay.
Tommy. Yeah.
Well, I think that's pretty much wraps up the show. We will see you guys next week. With our special in-house guest, Larry Brazil. Mm-hmm. Jay Val will be back in the studio. Hopefully Tokar.
We're hoping for you, Tokar. We want you on the show.
We're really pulling for you, man. And Alexander Oscar.
Woohoo!
That's going to be great. I'm really excited about this interview. He's going to be calling in. Well, we're going to be calling him to be on the show all the way from Denmark. So,
fucking Denmark,
man. I'm really I'm excited. Pumped. I'm nervous. I'm pumped, man. I really think that this could help the show a lot. So I want to thank Jesse Pimpinella for being on the show. I thank all of you guys for coming and joining us.
Thank you for commenting
yet again
and watching and listening to us to ramble. This is what we do on the regular. We just talk about different shit. So you got a taste of what it's like in our house.
Yep. I don't know what those fuckers are.
But this is what it's like. This is how we talk. I mean, we didn't do anything different.
As always,
we're just sitting down.
If you want to catch up on past episodes, or you want to, I don't know, message us or tweet at us, you can find us on Twitter and Facebook at Epic Music Radio. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's www.youtube.com/C/The Epic Radio Show.
Thank you, Tommy.
What was that?
Tommy said, great show. Come back, Tokar.
Twitch, just look up The Epic Radio Show. You can follow us on Instagram, Epicness216. We have all these faucets of social media.
Find us.
You can find us.
Over the rainbow.
Contact us. We read everything. You can email me if you have any ideas for the show. Epic to
front
the
of it.
fourth at gmail.com.
I was just saying random shit.
I don't know. All right, but
Talking about
anyways,
rainbows.
happy Sunday, everyone, and we will see you next week. Thank you.
Bye.
And as always, make life epic.
Dear Mr. President, there are too many states nowadays. Please eliminate 3. I am not a crackpot.
Oh, wow, that was terrible.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Go!
That's my only real motivation, is not to be hassled. That and the fear of losing my job, but you know, Bob, that'll only make someone work just hard enough not to get fired.
And I'm sorry, we're out of time. Bye.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Please leave this office.
Do we get any sort of souvenir?
Get out of my office!
Oh my God, it feels so good. Oh yeah. Oh, slow down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Who's your daddy?
That's all, folks.